Hello, hello.
One day, every day will be Friday, no. We got just to celebrate, oh. Like saying now you're Friday, no. My baby, one day, breakfast on the jet, you know. Cruising as we jet, oh. That day, not today, you know. Big things are happening now. More
Hey.
things, more that, more grace, oh. More cash, more babes, oh. More cars.
All right. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Inzali, and this is Inzali Takes Africa. Yay! Now, if you are a Black millennial woman and you are looking to live, to work, or to play on the African continent, then this is the channel for you. We're talking about all things Black girl magic, and all things Africa. Now, before we jump into the topic for today, I want to send a very big, huge thank you. Okay. Thank you to all of the beautiful people who have subscribed to this channel. And you know why I want to thank you so much? Do you know why? I think some of you know why. It's because you are the people who have helped me get to 1,000 subscribers. Clap it up for yourself. It's you. You guys helped me do it. I know I had a goal. I said before I get to my year mark, I want to have 1,000 subscribers. I know I fell off for a little bit with posting my content, and now I'm jumping back into it. And I mean, it's been less than like 2 weeks, and you guys have bumped me up to over 1,000 subscribers. And I'm just super thankful for everybody that's watching the channel, everybody that's sharing the content, everybody that's liking the video, all the people who are in the comments. Thank you. Continue to like, continue to share, continue to get other people to subscribe. And if you are new, you need to subscribe and hit the notification bell. So, now that I have definitely shown my love to everybody who has supported and shown love to me, I want to encourage you to follow me on Instagram. When you follow me on Instagram, you get more of an inside look of my daily life. I have lived in South Africa. I currently live in Ghana, and I travel to a number of different African countries quite frequently. So when you're on the Instagram page, you get to see like the nuances of Nzali and my experiences on the continent. All right. So without further ado, when people reach out to me, one of the first things that they always ask me about is the cost of living in Ghana specifically, because that's where I am right now. When I was in South Africa, I got the same question. So this video is going to be a up-to-date 2023 cost of living breakdown. Now, I can only give you the cost of living estimates for someone who has the same lifestyle as me. My lifestyle, I am a woman, I have a partner, we live together, so it's two of us in a household. So I can give you that. Now, if you are a person who has children, maybe you're bringing a elderly parent to the continent with you or something like that, you can take my estimates and, double or triple it. But what I'm going to give you today is based on a two-person household without children. Okay? All right. So, also, what this video is not, I want to say this from the beginning so that nobody gets in the comments and leaves me some crazy comments, okay? Even though I like and love them all the same. But I'm just saying, this video is not inclusive of your initial moving cost. So if you are just moving to Ghana, there are a lot of additional costs that you won't have to pay consistently, i.e., like your initial moving cost of furnishing your house or furnishing your apartment. When you are trying to get your identification, your non-resident, non-citizen Ghana card, that type of thing. This estimation is not included in that. This estimation is for a person who's already basically moved here and they are living like their day-to-day life, what it looks like. Because what I'm trying to give you is really the real reality of what your monthly spending might look like. Okay, this I'll do another video that talks about what you need to actually do the move, but this video speaks more to like, okay, once you're here, what is your month to month going to look like, and how much do you really need to have? Because one of the things that I've noticed is that a lot of people come and they don't have a realistic number that they're working with, so they end up not, preparing financially, um, because they lack of information, not because of anything else. It's literally just lack of information. So this is a 2023. What month are we in? October. October 2023. This is what the cost of living is for a two-person household without children. Okay, this video is not inclusive of you having health insurance, right? I'm not including health insurance costs just because I feel like that spectrum is so wide and so broad, it's hard to put a number on it. I don't know if you have veteran benefits. I don't know if you are getting international insurance or you just want to have a local insurance. I don't know all those particulars for you, so I don't want to include that into this video and like overcomplicate it. Okay. Also, this video does not include the taxes that you have to pay in the United States or whatever your respective country is that you're coming from. It also doesn't include your Ghanaian taxes that you pay once you become a resident. So I'm not including taxes in this. Okay. This is basically talking about your standard basic needs. This video also does not include your annual residency permit renewal or your work permit renewals, because I don't know your situation. I don't know if you're married to somebody here. I don't know if you're working here and being sponsored by a company. Like, there's too many details that are involved for me to give you an accurate on those things. So, with all that being said, let's jump into the cost of living. So I have a little visual for you because all of you know I used to be a teacher, and some things some things just never ever ever leave you. Like, once a teacher at heart, always a teacher. So I'm going to pull up my lovely little graphic so that you can see this while I talk through it. Okay? So, dun, da, da, da. Expat monthly cost, two people household for a 2-bedroom apartment without a car. Now, I have a car in Ghana, so I will also at the end just kind of gloss over how your expenses might change when you do have a car. But for the average expat that's coming to Ghana, maybe they're been here a few months or up to a year, you probably don't have a car, and this is directly speaks to you. Okay, so one of the first things that everybody needs when they're moving to a country is accommodation. In Ghana, we pay accommodation up to 6 months to a year in advance. So we don't do typically month to month payments. Now, there are some new contractors that are coming into the game and they are doing month to month, but on average, most landlords are going to require a 6 month or a 1 year in advance payment. However, because I know a lot of you coming from the West are used to a month to month system, I'm still going to break it down as a month to month just so you can see, like, okay, I should be putting this away every month in anticipation for the next year that is to come. All right, so I recently was going around looking for 2-bedroom apartments. I was thinking about changing locations. However, I decided to stay where I was. But in my searches, these are the price ranges that I was being given. So, on average, a 2-bedroom apartment in a pretty decent neighborhood that's safe and an apartment that would fit like an expatriate standard, you're typically going to be charged between $300 to $500. Now, if you look on the screen, you'll see that in Ghana cedis, that's a little over 3,500 Ghana cedis, up to almost 6,000 Ghana cedis. So on average, right now, when you're looking at a decent apartment that is a 2-bedroom, this is about the price range that you're going to be looking at. Now, if you don't believe me, I'm going to actually go to Mikasa right now. Mikasa is a very reputable site that you can go to find accommodation. This is also based on Accra. I just want to put that out there. These prices are based on Accra because most expatriates, when they first come, they're in Accra. Okay, so let me pull up mikasa.com because I want you to see what these 2-bedroom apartments are looking like. Okay, so you can see I put in the range of what most people are quoting. I put in 2 bedrooms. Okay, I put in 2 bedrooms, so you can see that there, and I hit the search button. So now at the top, you see here, there's a 2-bedroom apartment for rent, Jolu, right? It's about 4,000 Ghana cedis a month. That's a little above the $300 mark, right? Let's just click on a picture so we can see what it looks like. Okay, so they got a few pictures up. This is very quite standard apartment, nothing too fancy, nothing horrible, just a standard apartment. Okay. Now let's see. We have another 2-bedroom apartment here for rent at Achimota at the 4,000 CD mark. Let me click on that just so you can see some of the pictures. Okay, so this is the one that's about 4,000 Ghana cedis. That's a little over $300. See the outside? This one looks new, so that's good. It comes with the air conditioning in the unit, bathroom. Okay, so this is what we're working with. This is what we're working with when we're talking about what you can get within that price range. This is about average. Okay, this is the average price. This is what we're working with. Spintex, about 4,000. Wesley Gone. Let's check this one out. This one isn't too far from where I live. So let's see. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, Wesley Gone. Okay, we got the bathroom here. Not bad. You know, this is enough space. Comes with the wardrobe. Okay. Okay. So, yes, this is what we're working with. Okay. This is what we're working with. Average pricing right about now for a 2-bedroom apartment in Accra, you are looking at potentially paying between 300 to 500 USD. Okay, so that's what you want to be putting to the side because remember, you're going to pay that up front. So you could be saving that off to the side as you're going, just to make sure that like you're prepared when it's time to renew your lease or pay your rent up front. Okay. Now I know for a lot of my diasporan people, like they're just like, oh, that's not really that bad. Like that's, that's not bad at all. But okay, there we go. That's it. So now when you're thinking about food, I know you're looking at this price and you're like, how in the world is the food this expensive? So let me tell you how I came to this calculation. So when you're new to a country and you're used to going to the grocery store, 9 times out of 10, you're going to continue to go to the grocery store because that's something that you're used to, right? You feel more comfortable. Especially in Ghana, we have a negotiating system. So when you use the market, which is like the outdoor space where you can go and purchase, fresh food items and things like that, you have to negotiate. So you have to go back and forth about the pricing. When you're just coming to a country, you're new, you don't really understand those things. So you kind of fall into your comfort zone, which would be a grocery store, which here in Ghana would be like a ShopRite, Maxmart. You might go to Palace, what's the new one, Melcom, all of those type of places. So when you go to those places come with a higher price point. So on average, from my house for a week, I could easily go into Maxmart and spend like 600 or 700 CDs. Easy, which is roughly maybe like $60, somewhere along there. So if you're doing like I do, where you go to the grocery store and you may go to the market, like I try to mix them in. Usually when I'm going to the grocery store, it's to buy my meat. And I'm going to get maybe ingredients that are needed for foods that I would cook at home, right? So the days that I want to cook something that's more familiar to me, I'll get those ingredients at the grocery store. However, I always get my fruits and veggies from like the market or the fruit stand ladies in the neighborhood, just because I feel like why spend 15 CDs on, two onions when I can get it for way cheaper, right? So this is based off of a person spending about 1,000 Ghana cedis a week getting their groceries between a grocery store and a market. Okay, I want you to keep that in mind. A grocery store and a market combined, you're probably going to spend about 1,000 Ghana cedis for two people in a house. All right. So if you add that up for the month, you're looking at around 4,000 Ghana cedis. And we cook a bit in my house. So we like to actually like cook our meals. We do eat out from time to time. Like maybe we'll order pizza, maybe we'll go to dinner. But for the most part, we try to cook during the week. Now, if you're an expatriate who likes to eat out all the time, or maybe you haven't learned how to cook some of the local dishes, then your food budget is going to be higher. That's just the truth of the matter. Your food budget is going to be higher than this. This one is based off of a family that, cooks a number of their meals, at least like half and half or 3/4 of the meals are cooked in the house. Okay. Now, third thing up is the electricity. Electricity. My people from the diaspora love air conditioners. We love air conditioners because we are used to air conditioners, and Ghana is hot. So you may not like right now, you can see my fan. Where is it? Right now, I have on a fan, but that doesn't mean that I want to keep it on all day. I may just be like, listen, I don't want to do the fan anymore. I want to have an AC. So, if you're a person who likes your AC, you keep your AC running, then on average, you're probably going to spend between 300 to 400 Ghana cedis a month, because the bigger their appliance, the more consumption that you're using. Air cons do take up a lot of consumption. If you want to be comfortable, you're not used to sweating a lot, you don't want to use just the fans, or maybe you live in a house that's not well ventilated, you don't get a good breeze, then you're going to need your air conditioning. So that means your electricity bill is going to be slightly higher. So you're going to spend around 400 Ghana cedis a month for your electricity. That includes your lights, all of that. Okay. Now, transportation. Transportation is something that takes up a lot of your budget. If you do not have a car and you're coming to Ghana and you don't feel comfortable taking the trotro or the regular taxis, like the shared taxis and all of that, then you're going to be left to the what do you call it? To the whims of Uber, Uber and Bolt, basically. So most expats, when they come, a lot of us just don't want to do the trotro. I'm just going to be very honest. In 2023, people don't really want to do the trotro. It's congested. You're always waiting. It's a lot of rushing back and forth. You don't really know the neighborhoods, how to get off, where to get off. You don't know all of that. So it's just easier and more convenient and more familiar for you to take Uber or Bolt. Now, on average, if you're not living in a community where you basically walk to most things, then you're probably going to spend on average anywhere between, let's say, 40 to 70 Ghana cedis round trip to go places. So given those numbers, if we're looking at maybe you go out 10 times a week, you go visit someone, you go to see a client, you go to get your groceries, whatever the case. I'm just putting it at a minimum 10 times a week you go out using Uber or Bolt, you're probably going to spend about 2,800 Ghana cedis, because those options are expensive. Now, if you use the local taxis, you also will have to negotiate. So that's the other part. If you use the cheaper option, you're going to have to negotiate. You're leaving more room for conflict. And, I'm just not a big fan of using the taxis because it creates conflict sometimes. So basically, your transportation, if you're using Uber and Bolt, is around 2,800 Ghana cedis. Now, some people also hire drivers, that probably will come at a higher cost, and it may have some more risk involved, right? But if you're Ubering and bolting, this is where we are. Now let's talk about internet. We love internet. We want to be connected to our family and friends. A lot of us work remotely. Like myself, I currently work remotely, and you need good, strong, suitable internet. So we at my house, we have two. We have MTN and we have Vodafone. When one goes out, we switch to the other one. So our internet bill is actually double this because we're paying for two. However, that's because my partner and I both work remotely. So we need internet. And I can't come to you on YouTube if I ain't got good internet, right? So, but for the average person, if you're getting, let's say, MTN or Vodafone, you're buying that monthly bundle that gives you like 20 gigabytes or 40 gigabytes of data and all that kind of stuff, then you are spending around 350 Ghana cedis, which I think is actually quite reasonable. You just want to make sure that you're in a good area where your reception is going to work in your favor. Okay, now let's go to entertainment, enjoyment, enjoyment. I go kill you with enjoyment, enjoyment. Everybody comes to Ghana for the enjoyment, so it's unrealistic to think. I'm sorry, y'all. My neighbor's dog is doing his thing. I don't know if y'all can hear him, but anyway, the entertainment. So it's unrealistic to think you're going to come to Ghana and not want to have a good time, right? So let's say that you're going out. You're probably going to spend, between your food, your drinks, your transport, you're probably spend around 300, Ghana cedis. So let's say 3 times a month, you like have a night out. Okay. So with that, you're probably going to spend around 900 Ghana cedis. So sorry, y'all, about the dog. But anyway, so yeah, you're going to spend about 900 Ghana cedis. Now, this is a person who likes to go out. You want to go to Cantonments, you want to go to Labona, you want to go to Osu, you want to go to the hot spots that you see on Instagram and on Snapchat and on other people's YouTube channels. So if that is you and you are, not hitting up all the localized spots, you're more at some of the expatriate spots, around 900 Ghana cedis a month, 3 outings a month. This is what you're working with. So when we go all in all, if you are a person who has, a $300 apartment, you're looking at spending about 11,979 Ghana cedis for the month. Now, let's say you're on the higher end, you have a $500 a month apartment, then you're averaging around 14,332 Ghana cedis a month. So what is that in dollars? Basically, 2 people in a household, 2-bedroom apartment without a car, you probably are going to spend between $1,018 to $1,218. So let's just say between $1,000 to $1,200 is what you're going to need for your basics a month. Right? This is including your haircuts. This is including your beauty shop trips, your nails, your massages, all of that stuff isn't included. This is just a baseline price that you're going to look at. So anywhere between $1,000 to $1,200 is what you're going to need to be able to have to live comfortably. And again, I know my fellow Ghanaians are going to get in the chat and they're going to be like, this budget is way overpriced. You can live on this, and this. Yes, you can. I actually live on a cheaper budget than this, but that's because I've been here for 6 years. I know the system. I know where to go to get cheaper options. I am well versed in this space now, so I know how to manage myself better. But when you're just coming and you haven't quite built your network up and all of those things, you're just trying to get the most convenient thing for you to set up your life comfortably. And most people do want to have not the exact same life in the US, but you want to be comfortable to your taste of comfort. So with that, this is what I came up with. This is a reasonable budget for an expatriate. This dog is killing me. Hey. Welcome to Ghana. All right, the village dogs are out. But anywho, this is just an average budget, right? You know, somebody who's not living way below their standard, but not living super fancy. You know, they don't have the multi-million-dollar house, right? They're not in Tresaco. Okay, it's just average living, two people, two-bedroom apartment if you don't have a car. Now, if you do have a car, like I have a car, then your transport bill is going to decrease because you're just putting petrol in. So I would say if you do have a car and all you're kind of paying for is your petrol, I would say you would be somewhere between like $800 to like $1,000 a month that you would be spending. So with all that said, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have more questions, please drop them in the comments and I will definitely get to you. If you want to set up like a private meeting, you want to talk in detail, I also have my Calendly link in the description. You can click on it. We can set up a call and we can definitely talk about 2023 new cost of living in Ghana. Don't forget to like the channel, share the videos, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, hit the bell notification. If you're new, or even if you are not new, also follow me on Instagram at Nzali Takes Africa so you can see my day-to-day. And again, thank you to everyone who helped a sister get to 1,000 subscriptions. All right, with that being said, peace out, stay blessed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.